Welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, we're going to be going over some of the things that I like to do on these repaired cars that we work on here that's not really seen to most people that look at these cars. So you guys know when these cars come in the shop, there's a lot more to it than just painting the outside of these cars and getting a really nice paint job on the outside. There's a lot that goes into these jobs to give it a quality repair. And I like to make sure that the job looks great on the inside as well as the outside. All the seam sealer, all the corrosion protection, and everything is done right. Because when cars go into a shop and you start to take them apart, you can tell if a car has been fixed before most of the times. And to me, I want my cars to look as if they were never repaired, because as soon as a car goes in the shop, a lot of guys will look at it, oh, this car has been wrecked before, and you know, they don't really put their heart into that repair, and that's not the way it should be. These jobs should be treated as if it was your own car, and you should do them the right way. That way, if one of my cars later goes to a shop, they're gonna try to do that job as well as I did it, if not better, because they're gonna see that somebody really did a really nice repair on it. So we do the outsides nice. You guys can see this one here came out beautiful. But we want to make sure that when a car is taken apart, ever if it has to be re-inspected or just for yourself, you want to do the work to where it never looks like it was done. So we put rails in this car, we put a rear body in it, we put a quarter on it, and we did everything as if it was factory. So you guys see the seam sealers matched up nice. And this one here, this is how these are on these Teslas. They have a brown on the rear body. So I like to duplicate everything as if it was never repaired, because that's just the way, to me, a job should be done. You should do the job to the best of your abilities, and the best job, you know, this car is someone's and they pay for it. So that's the way I look at it. So I'm going to show you today, we're going to go over some of the things I do on the jobs to make them that much better. So let's get into it. All right, so one of the things we definitely want to duplicate is the rock guard on the bottom. And you guys can see here we have our line with our rock guard, and that runs along the bottom. That's all to prevent chips. It's a rubber coating that's flexible and has more of a bounce to it so that it doesn't chip the paint on the bottom here. So that's one thing you definitely want to make sure that you have. And that's a dead giveaway right away if you guys don't have that rock guard on it. So that's pretty common. Everybody's putting that on, but I just wanted to show you that just in case. And now we're gonna go ahead, and I've already cut this car in on the inside. I'm gonna pull this back and show you the inside here. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the bottom of this. That way, every aspect of this car is done. So this here had a pan put in it, a rail, rear body, quarter panel, and when this car is done, the only way you're going to know that we did this car is because when Tesla has you repair stuff, they use rivets in places that welds were with glue. So that's the way they do them. That's the procedures they want you to follow with doing their cars. So that's the only way anyone would know this, is because there's rivets in spots that sometimes would have had welds from the factory, and that's because Tesla uses a lot of aluminum, steel, and different, you know, metals together to get their cars built. So, all right, so we're gonna put a little bit of black in a base clear with some hardener in it, and I dilute it down with my base clear. That way it has the nice look of the candy gloss. Already went ahead and greened it on the inside. I showed you that, and now we're gonna do a step that really makes it look like nothing ever was done to it. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we got it all masked up and everything's covered up now, so we can go ahead and gloss the inside of this and give it the factory look. All right, so you can see how that looks now. When you put the black in the base clear, you just put a little bit of black in the base clear, and it's almost like a candy black going over the E-coat. and it gives it the desired look that you need. Because when they're spraying these cars at the factory, they're holding the gun way up in the air like this, and it's just dusting in there. So if you use straight black, it's going to be too strong and you won't have the look you need. So dilute it down, put some black in the base clear, and it gives you the perfect look. And it'll take some time to get used to it, to see how much you need to put in there. But so now this is all perfectly looking like nothing ever was done to it. And you guys can see up here, that's how it was. We didn't get up that far in the front. And then when we bring it back, look at how it looks. Identical to what it needs to be. So, and even here, we went ahead and dusted a little thing coming down here around the edge, exactly like it is on this side here. This is how it was at the factory, and we've got the same look. So we just want to make them look as if nothing was done, and that's what we're going for here. So we're going to go ahead now and get this car out of here, and then we're going to do the final step to get this thing finished up. All right, I also wanted to show you the inside of the quarter. Make sure you get your inside of the quarter treated as well. And it's kind of weird because Tesla uses like 3 different E-coat colors on these, so you got to try to match them up good. So just wanted to show you that the inside is done, and we're ready to roll with this one. So we're going to go ahead now and get the bottom finished up on it. All right, so this is the Tesla service website, and this gives you all the vehicles Tesla has and all their procedures for body work as well as their maintenance stuff. So we're gonna go to this vehicle here, which is the Model 3, and I'm gonna introduce you to the body man who did this fine job on this one. All right, guys, this is Dan, and he's the body man that did this fine job on this vehicle. So how long have you been doing this now in the auto body trade?
About 35 years.
And the Tesla is definitely different than what you're used to, isn't it?
It's a new process, without a doubt.
So let's show us here what they've done to help you guys out in doing the job the right way with the repairs.
This is basically, you can go into side panels, front panels, rear quarter, rear rails, anything on the car, and you can almost anywhere that you're working on is a sectioning or full panel replacement. Then once you get into the quarter panel replacement, say it'll bring up just the quarter, and the entire process, what their specifications on how they want you to assemble their vehicle.
So it's definitely entailed, and we definitely did a nice job on what we've done so far to it with all the welds and the rivets and glue. So what are they having you do here with these repairs, with these different processes?
Well, it's not as intrusive to the vehicle as what it used to be. Not a lot of welding. There's a lot of panel bonding, riveting. We have flow form rivets, which is sort of like Ford's SPRs, if you're familiar with that. It's really clean work on the vehicle, and not, like I said, not a whole lot of welding. There's like 3 or 4 different welds just putting the quarter panel on alone, and that's it. Everything else is bonded and riveted. So it's a learning curve for us, but it's a pretty neat process to go through.
All right, so this is the bottom, and it's all been painted and e-coated, and everything is ready to go here. And this is the last stage that we do to ensure a good repair on this. So we go ahead and we cavity wax it. So we've got these long wands we stick inside the rails, and we make sure we cavity wax everything all up inside, and you can see how it's misting out of those holes there. It'll treat the inside of this rail and wax the inside and treat it for corrosion later on. So this is the last stage after we get done with everything. We do this, that way we don't have any chance of fish eyes later because this is already painted. So once the car is completely done, we'll put it on the lift and we'll go inside the rails and treat it. So all right guys, so that's the finished job. Everything's treated underneath, waxed, and finished up to look as factory as we can. So hope you guys like this one, and we'll definitely see you guys on the next one.